This is a little bit wordy, but I think it's worth it because this speaks to something that you had mentioned recently on the Jim Cornette Experience. It's from Victor Vogel. He says, I just saw the trailer for your recent DVD with kayfabe commentaries, and do pick that up, folks. I haven't gotten it yet, but it will be arriving shortly. And while I was checking it out on YouTube, I saw the comments where there were people knocking you for blaming other people for when something when something happens, but taking credit when something goes right. My question is, using some of these guys that support Russo and trash you as the fuel to the fire, can you please clarify exactly what your duties were in the companies you were in, outside of Smoky Mountain Wrestling, of course, so that these people have some type of a clue of how much power you either did or did not wield to make things happen. Thank you, sir. Also, keep up that diet.
P.S.
Keep up that diet. It sounds like it's doing wonders for you. You look great, and I mean that in a completely heterosexual way.
Well, thank you very much. First of all, here's the problem. The Kayfabe Commentaries documentary, I actually did not take any credit because nothing went right. There was pretty much nothing in that 3 hours to document that went right to take any of the credit for it. So I don't usually take any credit for anything until years past the point when we talked about, oh, geez, I came up with the Hell in a Cell match. Fine, okay. But once again, I was elucidating for the folks some of the things that they didn't know that I got blamed for instead of the people what perpetrated those things. See, that was the difference. That was what I was trying to elucidate. So it wasn't that I was trying to duck out by saying no, blame them. I was trying to duck out by saying no, I actually didn't do this shit. Blame them. What my duties in Ring of Honor? Let me give you a typical month. I'll try to run this down in 5 minutes or less. Obviously, we would do a TV taping approximately once every month to 6 weeks. If it wasn't a TV, it was a pay-per-view. So let's use that for reference. Where Hunter Johnson, Delirious, the booker, and I would collaborate on what the best matches were and who the best people were to have promos on those television programs. And how we could do it in such a way as to utilize the entire roster on television. And basically all the 100 million variables that go into that, we would do that for on the phone most of the day for a period of several days, if not a week, where we put all of our little ideas into coherent form and came up with formats for same, and then typed same out, and then executed same for, in my case, while Hunter was dealing with a lot of the talent, emailing the talent, I would generate the paperwork for the television production people, what the matches were, what graphics we needed, what the editing schedule was going to be like, and where the pieces and the VTRs and the promos that we were going to shoot beforehand to sell local towns and to sell local sponsorships and to do all the other things that we need to do to put pieces in the program were going to be taped, and who was going to be involved in those, and whether Kevin Kelly's voice was going to be on it or whether we need a studio announcer. So after about a week straight of generating nothing but paperwork all day, every day to get the show off the ground, then we would travel to Baltimore usually, where we'd have a promo day on Friday where we'd do 8 hours with the talent in front of cameras for various promos that we needed. Then we would do a 14-hour day the next day on television from start to finish, longer for the actual grunt work production crew that carried in the cameras and equipment. And we would tape the television. Then I'd spend about 4 days in Baltimore where we post-produced, usually, especially at first, overnights from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., so I was a bat for about 4 days. Then I'd drive back home and crawl in a hole for a couple of days. Then I would be on the phone constantly every day to various people telling me various things that I didn't want to hear, and trying to do work for the company for about 4 or 5 days till I went back out to a spot show or event for the weekend, where we did a couple of very wonderful and usually acclaimed shows by the people that were there, that were knocked by people that weren't there on the internet, and then came home and started the whole process over again in an endless repetitive cycle while dealing with talent issues and various headlines that they might make that they wish they hadn't made, or problems that they had, or company issues. with the various personnel involved and or what we were allowed to do or not do. Alice, is that as specific as you think he asked for?
I think it's incredibly specific, and I guess also he's asking what were your roles at other companies like WWE, and
it was more of the same. Also,
that's good enough for me, man.
If I go in any longer on this, I have a feeling we'll lose all our VIP customers. They'll be like the fans at a Vince Russo wrestling show. They'll be bringing tickets back that they bought before for refunds.